You said he read, he ain't signed, that ain't a good sign. Change your mind, good conversation and some rosé wine. Drake went from saying drop, 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 drop to stop, 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 stop to Kendrick Lamar, guys. K. Kenny, okay? Kung Fu Kendrick Lamar. And it's like, it's crazy again. So much more tea has been dropping about this whole situation. Just when we thought it was over, I know Drake wished it was over, right? When Kendrick Lamar, they was going back and forth. That beef ended like it lasted for around like what 2 months. I remember it started late April, mid to late April around my birthday, and then the Not Like Us video dropped July 4th. It was ridiculous, right? It was crazy, but it was entertaining. I loved it. I love breaking down the lyrics and doing my analysis here on my channel. So Drake is still in his feelings, i.e., pun intended, wink, wink, right? He's in his feelings and he's deciding to sue UMG, record label, that is Universal Music Group. But everybody is clowning Drake for it. It was like, why would you do that? It's like, what kind of man begged for the smoke? Again, remember he said, drop, 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 and push-ups in the tailor-made freestyle. He was like, come on, I want the smoke. I'm welcoming you, Kenny. Come on, Kendrick Lamar, I want the smoke. And then when he gets the smoke, he calls the police and says, hey, there's smoke. It's like, Drake, that's not how this goes, okay? You're a Canadian Jewish white man. Again, this is what the streets are saying, okay? Word on the curb is, it was like, you are just proving Kendrick Lamar's point even further because you are not like us, okay? You are not African American. You're not truly a black man, even though, you have an African American father, but you have a white Jewish Canadian mother. You were raised in a white Jewish Canadian suburb. Okay, I believe it's Forest Hills, a pretty decent neighborhood in Toronto. Okay, it's a Toronto suburb. Now, since you've grown up in that Toronto suburb, again, like anybody can be a fan of hip hop, right? Clearly, this man grew up listening to hip hop and rap music and songs, mainly, African American rap music and hip hop. And he took a liking to it. He became inspired like billions of people around the world do. But he decided to kind of wear it almost as a costume, right? Like he got around certain rappers. I remember somebody brought this up on TikTok, and it's true what they're saying. They said like when Drake first came out, right? When we were first introduced to Drake around 2008, 2009, his first single that came out that I remember, I was in 8th grade. It was 2008. I was 13 years old. Was Best I Ever Had, right? Best I Ever Had. You're the best I ever had. That song, like he was mainly like he was a certified lover boy. A lot of his music in his early days, again, he was given Ja Rule. Okay, he had a little bit of gangster edge, a little bit of persona he tried to, but he was very sweet, sensitive, caring young man that just wants love. He was the guy that would like, tip the stripper and read her Bible quotes. That was kind of the Drake that we kind of was introduced to. And a lot of people said it was corny. He ain't really a thug. Woo, woo, woo. The issue was he became like misogynistic, anti-woman. He decided to like want to run the streets and become like a caricature of like what a real like hood personified African American man is. And a lot of people was like, if you notice when he gets around certain rappers, it's almost like he absorbs and takes on their personality. He takes on their spirits, their way of life, their slang, their way they walk, the way they talk, like 21 Savage, Future, okay? He want to be, mob ties of Houston, Texas, J. Prince and J. Prince Jr. It's like, it was just odd how he tries to embody, very negative images of African American manhood and masculinity, this toxic masculinity. And now it's really like blown up in his face. Again, it's like with this situation, obviously, this is lame. Like Drake, you cannot, and again, like I want to make this an open discussion forum, guys. I want you guys to comment down below your thoughts on like what Drake should do. I don't know what I'm gonna title this, okay? I'm trying not to be all over the place, but again, I got a lot of thoughts on this. The man is trying to sue Universal Music Group, and Universal Music Group is like, look, we did not inflate any numbers. We did not artificially inflate the Not Like Us single. We did not, pay people to play it on the radio. We didn't do any of this. They said, like, you know what? Your beef is really with Kendrick Lamar. How about you drop a lawsuit against us being Universal Music Group, okay, who you're signed to, hello, Lucy and Grange, and why don't you just attack Kendrick Lamar, sue Kendrick Lamar, and we will back you up being your music label. But Drake is like, no, for some reason, like he's kind of like, again, he don't want no smoke with Kendrick Lamar because, again, it's giving hypocrite. And while they were going spar to spar, okay, when they were sparring, they was going back to back throwing blows in the boxing ring, okay, verbally on the diss tracks. Drake accused Kendrick Lamar of being a woman beater. Okay, he accused Drake. Drake accused Kendrick Lamar's wife, Whitney, or the mother of his children, of being an adulteress, saying that her children were not really fathered by Kendrick Lamar; they were fathered by his manager, which is Dave Free. mean, he was like just, saying all types of hurtful things. He even alleged that Kendrick Lamar was touched on inappropriately as a child, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, Drake, you can't be that hypocritical. Again, nobody wants to be accused of being a PDF file. Which pretty much, that's single-handedly when he dropped Not Like Us. Probably struck a chord, and it's probably A minor. Okay, that literally curb stomped Drake. Drake is trying to do any and everything in his power to not get that man to be able to, perform that come the 2025 Super Bowl. Okay, Super Bowl is big, not just like mainly in America. I ain't gonna lie, football is not like a global sport. Let's be real. But over 100 million plus Americans are gonna tune in, not just for the game. Mainly, a lot of us, even women, we tune in to see the halftime performance, and we just know Kendrick Lamar's gonna crack that song. It's gonna crank, and the whole stadium is about to be up. The truth is, Drake can't afford his name to be like just continue to be dragged in the mud like that. If Kendrick Lamar takes it to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl halftime performance show, and he performs Not Like Us, it's literally like imagine you see two men going at it, right? And then like one man knocks out the other man, and then they recorded this song like that. It's like us crip walking to Not Like Us and dancing and singing to it and rejoicing, while Drake is literally on the ground knocked out. That's literally emotional damage and trauma, psychological damage and trauma to his ego, his heart, his manhood, his mind. Drake cannot afford, people, for Kendrick Lamar to get up on the Super Bowl and perform Not Like Us. He's not going to let it happen, which is why he's now throwing out lawsuits saying like, Universal Music Group, y'all know what y'all did, okay? Y'all out here artificially inflating and boosting his numbers up, and somebody got to pay. I love bringing up this book. This is a really good book. If you guys don't know, this is called The 48 Laws of Power. Now, I want to read to you a law. Law number 5. This is where Drake went wrong in this current beef, right? When it came to him submitting a lawsuit. Law number 5 says, so much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Wow. That's exactly... I see, I know Kendrick Lamar. He's a very smart man, okay? A lot, just like, a lot of introverts are. No tea, no shade. This is exactly what is happening to Drake. This is affecting him, right? He didn't guard his reputation. Now, he has a reputation of being a PDF file. Well, it says right here, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. That's exactly what Kendrick Lamar did during this entire beef. He put so many holes in Drake's reputation. People are calling him a child predator. Remember, they say he was allegedly texting Bobby Miller? Okay, the little girl who played on Stranger Things. She's like 21 years old now, but back then she was like 11, 12-year-old girl, and he was giving her dating advice. It was like, you know what? He doing too much. Again, Drake has torn down his reputation, right? From like just the way that he's been moving throughout the years. It's not just from this, the child predator, allegations. The way that he treats, women, such as Megan Thee Stallion. He likes to attack and drag black women that he's dated. Rihanna, Serena Williams, Megan Thee Stallion. These women have done nothing to him but mind their business and move on from his corny self. Okay? And speaking of Megan Thee Stallion, she could submit a lawsuit against him. Remember, he tried to defame her. He alluded to his one of his songs on her Lost, the album that he had with 21 Savage, saying that something along the lines of the bar was, Shorty lied about being shot, but she's still a stallion though. Like trying to say like Megan Thee Stallion had lied about Tory Lanez really shooting her. She could have submitted a lawsuit saying like, this is defamation of my character and my reputation, and I want to sue this man because he's saying that I'm a dishonest individual. At this point, it's like, again, this is an open forum discussion. Now, guys, I want y'all to hear y'all opinions in the comments. Where does Drake go from here? Where does he go? It's like, again, like, does he not have any friends or somebody that could like give him sound advice? This is just my opinion, okay? I don't know everything, but this is what I know, especially after reading this book, The 48 Laws of Power. Now, him submitting a freaking lawsuit against Universal Music Group, Kendrick Lamar, anybody, is just stupid. Drake, what are you doing? Who told you that was the thing to do? Here's another thing. It's another angle. Again, like I like to play the devil's advocate. I always like to look at different sides, both sides of the stories and all angles. It's clear to me that the reason why he submitted this lawsuit, obviously, besides the fact he's a sore loser, his pockets are hurting, guys. It's clear that like he's taken a hit monetarily with his finances. Okay, his name is not hot no more. He got booed in his own city, Toronto. Okay, people don't want to be in his face like that. He's losing brand deals. His music is not being streamed like that. Not Like Us got all the streams, which is why he's alleging that Universal Music Group is like inflating the numbers artificially, and they're giving him a boost up, to boost his sales over mine. Even though like a lot of his music groups, like Payola, Spotify, they did it for him for years. Drake, that is, to boost his career, right? So again, like his pockets are hurting, and he's like, he's trying to say like, what, Universal Music Group, I believe he submitted this lawsuit. He's trying to sue them for like between like $1 to $2 billion. Now he's saying stuff like, oh, rap is weird. Rap music right now, the rap game is lame. He was on some white boy streamer podcast, XNC, something like that. It's 3 letters. And he's talking about, oh, rap is weird. He's calling Stephen Lacey, his most fragile op and all this other weird stuff. It's like, no, you just mad because you lost, okay? Rap music isn't weird. Y'all made it weird because y'all don't know how to act. Like, this is not what you do, Drake. Like, you're a man. You can't beg a man or get in the man. You poke the bear, right? You want to fight a guy at the bar. Y'all decide to square up for the squabble. He ends up knocking you out. And then when you get up from your coma, you want to call the police. Like, that's not how this works. Again, of course, go on the lawsuit route. Okay, he's given white Canadian Jewish man. I'm sorry, it is what it is. And ironically enough, his mom is Jewish. I believe the Jewish religion, you are what your mom is, like, like genetically. I believe hereditary speaking. Sorry if I messed that up. Like, if your mom is Jewish, then they consider, I believe, from the cultures I've read up on, they said, like, if your mother is Jewish, you are considered Jewish. Again, like, he grew up when he was 13. He had a bat mitzvah. It's, pictures of him. Like, you can tell he was raised by a white woman. And it was like, he's literally moving throughout this entire situation like an entitled rich white woman, because that's who Drake really wants to be. Again, I say like this. This is just my advice for him to keep his nuts intact. Withdraw the freaking lawsuit, Drake. Lay low. Lay low. This is the thing about the internet and people in general, especially in our day and time with this, technology. It's always a new breaking news story every single day. Some more new nonsense, some more news, some more foolishness. Drake just needs to lay low for a minute. Let the people miss you about, say, a year and a half. Then just come out with bangers. Come out with the Drake, the music that we love, okay? Even Kendrick Lamar said it himself. I like the Drake with the melodies. I don't like when Drake try to act tough. Stop with the mob type stuff, and you do this and you're throwing up Crip and Blood, and you West Coast this and West Coast Drake, and he's trying to make drill music. Like, stop it. You're almost 40 years old with a child. Just make good music that make people feel good, tell your story, and actually show growth in your music. It's sad that the older Drake gets, the more he regresses emotionally and mentally. Like, he's becoming more immature the older he gets with his music. Like, if you listen to his first project, I remember So Far Gone, okay, compared to Her Loss, compared to Certified Lover Boy, which was trash, okay? Compare like his older albums to his newer albums, his newer projects, his singles, his features. Drake has retarded in his growth. Okay, he's not progressed. He's regressed as a man. Okay, as an artist, a rapper, and just like an individual, a human being. And it's really sad. It's like, why do you want to go outside? Again, Drake submitting that freaking lawsuit. Okay, it's peak entitled rich white woman behavior.